All right, guys, this is our first breaking news segment from Club Rats. Major news in the NBA. Luka Doncic has been traded to the Lakers for Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis going to the Mavericks. Pretty shocking. We just did our NBA trade deadline talk, and no one saw this coming. So it kind of changes up the whole
Dynamic of everything.
Yeah. Billy, what do you think? Is our NBA expert? What do you think of this major trade and development?
You don't see superstars get traded, and you don't see MVP candidates get traded. This is literally one of the most shocking trades in NBA history.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I don't know what this really does for the Lakers for this season. I don't think the Lakers are done though, so we'll have more news to come. Essentially, now for the Mavericks, John, you highlighted it. Defense matters, and Luka doesn't play fucking defense. And they got AD. They essentially needed a real big that doesn't want to play center, but he kind of changes the Mavericks dynamic. Kyrie has been playing
Put him
great,
with
as I
Gafford.
was saying.
Yeah, it's a good.
Him and Gafford's been playing
Athletic.
great.
They got a one. Kyrie's
This is
gonna
a
play the guard.
wild trade. Like we're in shambles. We were just hanging out, chilling, and then this trade happened. As probably the rest of America, we thought Shams got hacked. Fair, you're a Laker fan.
Oh,
How are you feeling? You
I
like
love
Luka
it.
and the Lakers.
I love Luca. I love the Lakers. I mean, I wish this would have happened a couple of years back. I mean, Luca's just that guy. I think he's going to be boost this team, and the Lakers aren't done. We're going to get a center. We're going to get it. We're going to get a big man. We're not just going to leave them both hanging like that. But I think this is the right move. You know, the Mavs kind of sold out Luca. They said you don't win championships without defense, but Luca's a guy that got you to the championship. So they we'll take him. We're more than happy to take him, and I think this is a step in the right direction. Yeah, Davis is great, but as a Laker fan, we've all seen he shows up one game, doesn't show up the next. I think Luka's going to be more consistent, and if we pick up the right pieces around him, we could be title contenders this year.
It's just a good trade from the standpoint of they upgraded their superstar. He's younger.
Oh, 25 years old.
Yeah,
This is a futures right
just
here.
to swap him in, you could argue player to player. I think he's better than Davis right now,
Oh yeah.
and he's younger. So now, position wise, it doesn't make total sense because him and LeBron kind of play the same position. But I mean, it is this is a moment in NBA history where you look at it. LeBron is playing with Luka. Can they win the championship?
LeBron wanted. Said he wanted.
I don't know if they will, but that's what people are going to obviously talk about and want to watch.
LeBron was younger, yeah. I don't know now. We'll see. We'll have to see. He still puts up numbers.
Yeah, but just to see those two together on
It's
the court,
fun. It's a fun dynamic to watch.
it is an interesting moment. And
Like you said, LeBron is dying and wasting his career in LA. Now with Luka, we don't know what's going to come.
if they do make another move, obviously that could be huge.
Yeah, of course. Will they get Sabonis?
Billy?
Will they get?
Right.
It's a dream scenario.
I want to ask Bill, who's a big or a guy? Not you're not going to fill Anthony Davis, but who's a guy who at least could do something like him, or
Well, here's the thing:
or multiple players fill his role.
They can go offense or defense. There's plenty of centers available. They can go defense with the Robert Williams, Time Lord type. They can go offense with a Vucevic type. There's a lot of centers available, and they're not going to cost too much. They didn't give up all their picks in this trade, so they still have a future first-round pick that they can trade. My only thing is I'm still shocked about the Anthony Davis aspect of this because this was the guy whose father said he would never let his son play for a franchise like the Celtics because they aren't loyal to their players. Yeah, that aged well, buddy.
That aged well, yeah. Do you think some of this had to do with what Davis said on that podcast that he doesn't like playing the center? He feels better in a power forward role.
It definitely could because they kept trying to fit him into that center spot, and every time he pushed back, and either he'd get hurt or he'd pout. But anything that goes on with the Lakers, you have to just ask, like, what did LeBron think of this? And for whatever reason, LeBron was just out on AD to the point where they're like, hey, let's see what we can get for this guy.
It just seemed like Braun tried handing him the torch a handful of times.
But
and I think that's why Braun could never give it up because AD didn't want it. I don't think he wants to be the number one.
This is a no question, though. They okay this with LeBron.
Oh,
like they don't make this move.
You mean
without
GM?
I'm actually not a LeBron fan anymore, but he will literally whoever he's got to take out to Lake Tahoe and put one behind their ear, he'll do it.
Yeah, he's throwing the dude in the back of the trunk.
I'm impressed he's still because he knows if LeBron theoretically, let's say him and Luka went on a run, they won 2 titles. You could argue now legitimately he is better than Michael Jordan.
I think he already is.
But you couldn't argue it'd be 6-6 with rings, total rings. It would change his whole thing.
We were literally saying off camera, like, is LeBron done soon? Like, he could retire at the end of the season. He could retire at the end of next season. We didn't see a Laker championship in sight, really, with the roster as constructed. And now, as Luka being the clear number one option, I'm interested to see how they play off of each other. 'Cause like you said, John, they essentially played the same position. Not only that, they played the exact same way. They're ball dominant, kind of big guards that don't shoot the ball great.
Yeah.
So I'm curious how that's going to look. But again, this isn't done. They're going to get a big. Essentially, they have to. They have Jackson Hayes as the next man up, and he ain't it. I do think they're going to go the more defensive route since they got Luka. I do think they're going to get Time Lord, Robert Williams from the Blazers. They're selling him real low because they got a lot of centers over there. To just break down the full trade, Lakers got Luka Doncic, Maxi Kleber, and Markieff Morris.
Well, so they did get a center.
Kleber can stretch the floor.
I wouldn't be surprised if more teams get added to this the more time goes, because this is $11 million for Kleber, and why would the Lakers be willing to keep him? So I wouldn't be surprised if a fourth team gets involved. But those are three players: Luka, Maxi Kleber, and Markieff Morris. The Mavericks got Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a 2029 Lakers first. The Jazz are involved in this for whatever reason. That's also why I believe another trade will be happening soon, or another team will be added. Jazz got Jalen Shafino, the 2025 Clippers second-round pick, and 2025 Mavericks second-round pick. So we've seen the last handful of trade deadlines, teams and more players get involved with a big trade like this, but no trade has ever happened this big in my lifetime personally. You just said it's the biggest trade you've ever seen too, Billy.
It's an RKO out of nowhere, dude.
It
It's
really
just
is.
literally
It's insane.
And the Kleber thing is a great point because that's like $11 million.
Yeah.
That's enough for a good center on the market. That puts you in the Clint Capella kind of range. Those guys like that are available that probably cost just a little above the mid-level exception. So you could definitely get a starting caliber center for that if they don't keep Kleber. I'd keep Kleber. I think he's actually pretty good.
I mean, the Lakers could be a title contending team.
Would you sign Howard?
No.
No.
He's done. He's done.
Yeah, I mean, if you have those two players, I don't know how you guard LeBron and Luka on the court at the same time.
With the refs included. No, but
Like,
yeah,
I
we're all
really
in shambles.
Yeah, I don't think.
Do you like when LeBron guards D'Angelo Russell hard?
Oh yeah, you tell when LeBron doesn't like a guy.
Yeah. That's Buckeye on Buckeye right there.
That is Ohio crime.
Brutal.
I want to leave it to you guys to kind of decide: is Luka the best player LeBron's ever played with?
No.
I think Luka.
I think it's hard. I think it's hard
I'm
to
taking
say,
Wade over him.
but I do think overall Luka might be the best player he's ever played with for offensively.
Fit wise, I don't know if it's the best, but just talent perspective wise, I would say Luka's probably the best. Like, you can't tell me side by side against Wade, because that's probably who we're
That's
comparing,
the
right?
argument I would say.
Wade's so much better defensively.
That's
I'm
a
going
different
with you,
type of
Wade.
chemistry, though. Him and
It's
LeBron.
not
were
only
different.
that, like, maybe as a team aspect and chemistry wise, Wade is the better fit. But maybe at the same time, not really. Wade couldn't really shoot. They were both in the primes. They're both just athletic juggernauts. But talent-wise, Luka probably is better overall. Granted, like you said, John, defensively, Wade obviously has the edge. He's literally the best shot blocking guard ever.
History.
Wade's a 3-time NBA champion. I don't know if Luka will ever win one. So
Let's flip it.
He's
Is
only-
LeBron the best player Luka's ever played with?
Easily.
Oh, 100. It's not even
40-year-old
It's not
LeBron,
even
though?
debatable.
Yeah.
40-year-old LeBron.
Even
Yes.
at this point, yeah.
Okay.
I did highlight that Kyrie's playing amazing, but Kyrie was playing amazing without Luka. And clearly the Mavericks believe in Kyrie enough.
Yeah, Kyrie, Clay, and
AD is
AD is
dangerous.
kind of fun. Like, that's spicy.
That's a great.
We were
lineup.
literally saying they need to add more defense as well. I was saying point of attack defender, but defense in general. And AD is he's going to be the roamer. We've seen him guard guards on the perimeter.
and he will play the 4 in Dallas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they still have Gafford and they
And
still have
Lively.
this is a good trade.
This literally
We're
fits,
just talking about the Lakers side of it. 'cause it's
this
LA
literally
against
fits
Lakers.
what we said for the Mavericks.
Well, we
I
wanna
also
see what
said
the
a
Mavs
backup
can
big.
do.
I said backup big because I didn't expect him to get another
But
big.
AD's a frontline player. I mean,
He's a power
He's
forward.
hurt.
Obviously, when
They're getting
Gafford
hurt.
goes to the bench, he'll
he's
run
hurt.
the 5.
Lakers just traded a hurt player.
Or is he really hurt? Did the Lakers say, "Hey, you're
Sit
probably
out.
out the door"?
He looked hurt. To me, I've seen him when they wheelchaired him out.
He's always hurt.
Speaking of teams trading in conference, they traded in conference.
Yeah.
It's an NBA thing. Like NBA,
You're right.
It's not the same anymore.
It's not the same.
I'm so excited for the trades to come now. I definitely thought most teams were saying pat on the Jimmy Butler shit, and this AD trade
Just
has
blew
just
everything up.
changed the
No one saw
aspect.
this coming.
It changed the whole perspective of the whole West. We just say the West is wide open. LeBron obviously says like this is my last stance sort of thing. He might have told him like if you don't do something, I'm retiring at the end of the season.
They want it for ticket sales still.
Yeah,
It's still important.
and
to have LeBron.
and Luka is tied
Quick to
up.
sell.
Well, that's
LeBron's
what I
on
think they were
record.
worried about is passing the torch to AD. Once LeBron retires and have AD the face of your franchise,
There's no one.
There was-
nothing there.
That's
It
what
just-
not to be negative, but I kind of just
Yeah.
tend to be the realist, regardless of what the team is. This to me is just they're just setting up the Lakers are just setting up a player. Okay, AD, we can't make him the face,
I feel like LeBron's tried to give him that a couple times.
but he's not
and
the guy.
denied It. No.
But Luka, as bad as he is offensively, if he's 100, like in 3 years he'll be 28. He's amazing to watch. He's worth the ticket right there to buy it to go to a Laker game. So it's just sustaining that when if LeBron retires this year or next year, you have this new
You have
face of
Luka
your
now.
franchise.
That's
So you can build
another
around him.
LeBron.
You can't build around him. Better probably than Davis, and he's younger. Than
Yeah.
Davis. So,
More upside.
Bill, do you know if the Mavericks are now in the market for buyouts? Is that sorry? Are the Lakers now able to buy in on buyouts?
they should be still over, so they wouldn't be able to get like any of the big buyouts. They wouldn't be able to get like the Brogdon kind of types, but
Who can they get that
Might be
changes
a-
the team that
Beef
moves the
stew?
needle?
especially down low.
I think it's going to be by trade. I don't think it's going to be by buyout. I know like guys like Kuzma are out there. He's Clutch Sports. I know guys like I don't know if they'd go for a guard. I think they're going to give Reeves the keys as
they bring Kuzma back.
I think,
It's like they
Yeah, I
went to
know.
their title.
personally, I think
Oh my
Kuz is done.
God.
I think he's going to rot away in Washington the rest of his career. I can't see how a winning type of team wants a Kuzma anymore. The way he said no to the Mavericks last year and they ended up making the championship. Granted, they probably wouldn't have got Gafford in that trade if Kuzma would have said, "Yeah, I want to get traded there." So who knows, right? Hindsight, but
But I think Dallas just became a Jimmy Butler destination.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree. Imagine Butler joining
Let me-
that team.
how's the money matchup then? Because Kleber would have been in that trade.
They would have
Would Clay have to go?
no. They wouldn't be. They wouldn't be trading Clay. They'd have to have some dead money somewhere there. But
Powell restructured his contract, so he gets only paid $4 million now versus what it was at $12 million. So he restructured his contract, so that's not a thing anymore. I don't think they have the assets to get another max player, especially $50 million. AD gets paid what?
getting up to Butler's number would be really tough for them.
In any Butler trade scenario, there always has to be another team involved now. But I just don't see how that happens. But they could go a little bit lower. They could be in a 3-team deal and get Dylan Brooks.
I don't think Dylan Brooks is on the the market.
Can I intervene here?
Yeah, go.
So, as 2 Celtics fans, 1 Laker fan, I'm not in any of this.
You are a Piston fan, though.
I want to ask you guys, as Celtics fans, though, how does this make you feel? Does it make you feel like the Lakers? To me, as an outside viewer, as seeing this as the Lakers, it just kind of seems like no matter how bad of a situation they can get in, they just are able to pull a trade, and it's like they're going to be relevant again.
It's a name, dude.
So what do I think?
So,
of
as
that
2 Celtics fans, how do you guys feel about that? Is it fair? Is it?
Yeah, I mean, personally, I think it's fair. I mean, the other teams still have to agree to this. It's not like the other team's like, yeah, you're right. Let's have the Lakers be good. I'm sure most of the NBA doesn't like the Lakers as much as Celtics fans. Like,
But
most
it's
people
an
don't like the
absolute.
Lakers.
It's a sham. It's a fucking sham. The Lakers always do this. They blow all their picks. They make
They
bad
do everything
trades,
wrong,
and then they get rewarded with
That's what
arguably the
I'm
best
saying.
player in the league.
yeah.
And they do it time after time after
Yeah.
time again, just because they play in fucking Hollywood.
What
It's
happened
sickening.
with Luka and the Mavericks?
That's the story that we're gonna have
The
to
defense.
see. I don't know what the deal is. They do have new ownership. It is not Mark Cuban anymore.
What's the Pacers coach's name?
Rick Carlisle.
I thought when he was in a situation where he could have stayed with the Mavs or leave and go coach the Pacers.
Him and Luka didn't get along.
But I took that as a major red flag on Luka. I know all these Laker fans are going to be all happy. Ooh, we got Luka. I don't think he's an easy guy to win with. If
But he's
the-
won.
But I'm talking. But you gotta understand, Carlisle was he was kind of a no man's player on the Celtics. He watched a guy like Larry Bird. Larry Bird won. Luka hasn't won anything compared to Larry Bird.
But Larry
That's
Bird's career is over. It's already written.
No, and I'm not
Luka's
saying Luka
still
can't,
writing.
but I'm just saying Carlisle's comparing him to Larry Bird. So when if I'm a coach and I'm coaching the NBA, I played with Larry Bird, and I see Luka, there's something in his head thinking he's not Larry Bird, he's not going to win the championship. So that is scary. The Mavs got off of him, Carlisle got off of him, and of course the Lakers are suckers. They want a star. Let's take Luka. It makes sense for both sides.
To your point, Luka does not play well with others, and players are worse playing with him. We saw it with Jalen Brunson, and we saw it with Kristaps Porzingis. Those guys have essentially became all-stars or championship caliber
Brunson
players.
couldn't even chew gum and dribble the basketball in Dallas, and now I think he's overrated with the Knicks, but he's clearly a top, as all-star level player.
With that comparison, I think it's apples to oranges. I think Brunson couldn't be Brunson we see in New York playing behind Luka. I don't think they were capable of playing together.
But how's LeBron going to? LeBron is like
LeBron's
a
LeBron.
6'8" front.
I thought Kyrie
Brunson
struggled playing with Luka.
Brunson was still improving.
Most of last year until they got
figured
it
it out.
out.
Brunson was still improving.
But they were struggling.
I think
was a
LeBron's
young
40.
player.
He
No,
could
Kyrie.
take a step
I know,
back.
but your original point was Brunson. He's still working it.
I'm just
And
naming
Kyrie-
a plethora of players, though, that Luka is the common denominator.
Yeah.
He doesn't seem.
People say the same about LeBron, though.
I think he's hard to play with too. I agree. They're on the same team now, so that's going to be
LeBron's
interesting.
40.
be
I think he
interesting.
could take a step
JJ
back.
Redick.
LeBron's on record.
Oh, I'm not saying
he
it's a
wants to
match made
play
in
JJ
heaven.
Redick is going to have to deal with those two guys, and that's a
As a
Shaq
rookie
and
coach,
Kobe-ish.
as a rookie coach, too, he's
personalities.
not.
Like you'd almost need Phil
and
Jackson to come back.
JJ Redick's not Phil Jackson, so I don't know how the Lakers are going to be able to get through this one. I don't.
I
think
mean,
it'll
really,
happen.
there's damn near no coach in the current NBA that's like a Phil Jackson that could really
I
handle
think
these
Spo could
many
do it.
Eagles.
I think
Yeah, I
Pop
think
could do it.
Spo could do it too.
But Spo couldn't even handle Jimmy.
Nobody could.
But I'm just
Who's
using
handling
that as an
Jimmy right
example.
now,
Jimmy.
Yeah.
But I'm just using
Jimmy's
that as an
getting paid
example.
$50 million. You don't want to show up at
Yeah.
all. I
I'm
mean,
just
that's
using that
tough.
as an example,
And
though.
Jimmy's problem isn't on the court; it's financial. They just don't want to re-sign him, so that's why he wants to leave.
Yeah.
Well, they probably want to resign him, but not for $50 million, right? John. So as a neutral fan, I could say, what's does this affect you? How the Lakers could do whatever they want? I personally don't think they could do whatever they want. Yeah, you essentially just say they did all the wrong moves and something
It's
still
not-
happened to it. But I mean, the other team still agreed to this. I don't think.
Yeah, but it's in the best interest for their teams to agree to it, because if LA can keep making the pie bigger, you want. David Stern has a famous quote: "If I could pick the finals, I'd want the Lakers to play the Lakers." So it's true. So it's frustrating. Like the Bucks, the Bull, like Chicago, even the Celtics, the Pistons, any East Coast, Midwest team, they never can pull a move off. Like they're not getting Luke. Luka's not coming to any of the teams we just named.
A sleeper pick that a sleeper
So that's
player
my-
that I just thought of.
My problem
Miles
with it.
Turner is now on the Lakers'
radar.
radar.
He's been on their radar for.
I know,
5
but
years.
it came back
I
up.
agree. It
As a
comes
neutral
up-
fan, did you
This
really
could
ask me?
change a little bit more.
It-
I
it-
just thought of it.
It is. It sucks that they can just kind of buy their way out of it. But I will say this as an NBA fan, I think it's interesting. Who's not going to watch it? Who's not going to watch LeBron and
Well,
Luka
yeah,
play?
everybody wants to talk about
So you're
NBA ratings.
Yeah.
You know how you solved it? You
It
put
just
fucking
boosted.
No,
Luka
I
on-
agree.
You put the
This is
white
a
guy on the
move.
Lakers.
You put LeBron and Luka together. That is an interesting dynamic.
It's-
People are
it's
going to watch
insane.
that. Whether you hate him or love him, you're going to watch it. So for the NBA, good job.
Yeah.
How is the dynamic with Kyrie and AD going to be? I think
I think it's
personally,
gonna
I think
be
it's a good
insane.
pairing.
I think
Yeah,
it's a
they've
great
been wanting
pairing.
to play together for years, and it
Since
was supposed
Boston.
to
And
happen in
Kyrie
Boston.
in that situation is
He came out a winner.
basketball. I love this about basketball because there's positionless basketball. I don't totally believe in that, but Kyrie's a one, and you have a big.
Mhm.
They're going to play
A
great
big that
together.
could actually stretch the floor.
But you
when
and you
he's
put them with
not
the bigs that they
banging.
have.
Yeah.
I think it's a good
I
fit.
think
Just
it's a great-
basketball wise,
I think that team's tough.
they're going to be. They could be better than the Lakers.
Yeah.
And maybe you actually win the championship or take a real shot at it if it works out.
Like,
Could they make another move? I know we're on the Lakers side of the dynamic. Could the Mavs make another? Could they add somebody? Another. I know they can't replace Luka, but could they get a 2 or a 3?
So now I'm
a
not-
starter.
I don't know where else their contracts can add up to. It's kind of all over the place. Like, really, the only player I could see them trading is like Najee Marshall.
Marshall, Gafford, you could probably combine some some contracts for something.
I don't know if they want to trade Gafford.
I like Gafford too. But I'm just
Especially
saying
with
if you
Lively
wanna-
being out, clearly they are pairing AD over there to not play the 5.
Yeah.
At least
you got
full-time
at
5.
least 2 centers. So.
And Lively's not going to be back until April. But I don't see them trading Lively. I think they're real high on him. But I don't know what the next trade could be for them. I still think they need a point of attack defender on the perimeter, but I think they're going to run AD kind of as a Swiss Army knife. Like they might do shit like that.
I think AD could play more like he did in New Orleans.
Yeah.
Where he was kind of just like a 3. He's like a big 3. He wasn't, getting pounded down low with being a center. He'll be able to kind of float in Dallas, which is better for his career. That's probably why he agreed to it. Does he have any say in the trade or no?
No, the only player
So he
that has
just
no
goes where he
trade
goes.
clause.
So LeBron literally just cut
Is
cut the
Luka,
cord.
did he have a
Loyalty.
Damn, LeBron just killer, dude.
It's just some like
I'm sure there's some behind the scenes conversations that goes on.
it's
between
really
him
like
and
some
AD.
Jimmy Hoffa shit. Like they just
Man, they didn't play Jimmy Hoffa. We know where Anthony Davis is. He's in Dallas.
But I wonder if he saw this coming. Like that's my biggest question. Like, did he? Nope. It's
He had
really,
to have
it's
known.
really crazy. It really is. I know the whole world is going to be talking about this. This is just our take on it. But what's next? Like,
we still got a week for the trade deadline. Like,
yeah,
the trade
we
deadline's
still have a
not till
handful of
Thursday.
days, and a lot can happen till then. So we're the Club Rats, and we just want to take this breaking news to you guys, and we'll see you guys next week.